So I'll start with you, Matt Painter. Of the big question is obviously why are we where we are, number one, and your thoughts of kind of what it's like right now.
Yeah, I would say, how we got to where we are with all these things, I think initially started with the waiver process. I think it was so hard, and the waiver process got out of control. Then you throw the lawsuits on top of it, the O'Bannon case, Alston, a couple others to reference. So those two things together is really what got the ball rolling. The one-time transfer, which I was on the subcommittee for that, I wanted the guardrail of not letting guys transfer immediately until their second year. They could transfer after their freshman year, but they would have to sit, but then they would keep their one-time transfer. So they could still do a one-time transfer just to soften it. Because I just thought with the one-time transfer and name, image, and likeness and COVID all in the same surge, that was so much to take under there. The name, image, and likeness is something that was needed, but it couldn't be in the recruiting space. And that's what I talked about right away. You can't let name, image, and likeness come into the recruiting world on top of the one-time transfer. Then obviously with everything with COVID, obviously that didn't happen and they didn't listen to anything that I had brought up. But I really felt that name, image, and likeness should have started their third semester of school. So your sophomore year, first day of classes is when that would register. Just because it was coming in with the one-time transfer and everything with COVID. I just felt like we had to soften everything and not try to limit anything, but just kind of soften the one-time transfer and make that to where that you have to, go at least 2 years of college before you could use that. And in the name, image, and likeness, or we would be where we are. And now this is where we are. The thing that you have to do when you represent that. So I was a part of the one-time transfer and obviously on a lot of those committees. I thought they were diminishing low to mid-major basketball. I didn't think it was fair across the board. I think if you're at Michigan or you're at Purdue, you're going to get players. They can shake it up how they want. But if you go 100 years at the University of Michigan, they've always had players. If you go look at 100 years of Purdue basketball, they've always had players. But when you get a guy at a mid-major level like a Ron Harper or a Dan Marley or a Hersey Hawkins, man, that's gold. Yeah. That is absolute gold. And that's what it makes. And the part of the NCAA tournament is North Texas and St. Peter's beating Purdue. That's the NCAA tournament. Sure, those teams at the low to mid-major might not win the NCAA tournament. We've had a few go to the Final Four. But that's what March Madness is all about, that unpredictability. I don't understand why we've diminished low to mid-major basketball, because when you struggle or you don't play, you transfer. Everybody understands that. I'm not playing, I'm leaving. But when you play really well and you're all conference and you're good, now you leave. Well, who stays? So if you're at a low to mid-major school, like if you're at a high major school, you can just go and get somebody. It might not be ideal, but you can still have a better chance than a low to mid-major to go get anybody. So I didn't think that was fair. The other thing that the NCAA has done is we've really done a great job in growing our graduation rates overall for men's basketball student athletes, but we've done an unbelievable job in the last 10 years of African-American student athletes and their graduation rates. And then it's been unbelievable. Yeah. I don't see how this is helping that cause. I'm not saying it's totally devaluing education, but when you transfer one time, I think that's a manageable deal. I really believe so. But when you're playing at 3 and 4 schools, I don't know if that's manageable from an educational standpoint and what you're trying to do. So when you're making decisions, the reason I bring this up is you can't just sit there and think about Michigan and Purdue. You got to think about everybody. And I didn't think it was right for all these things at the same time, but I really didn't think with the one-time transfer that was fair for the low to mid-major schools in Division I. Not to really talk about, like, it affects everybody. So it affects NAIA, it affects Division II, it affects Division III. Maybe not in the same capacity, but it still affects them.
Hunter, I want to get a player's perspective from you. We've even seen guys go into the transfer portal to leverage and get more NIL at other places. You said yourself, NIL was a big part of why you came back to Michigan this year. What's your experience been like with this?
Yeah, for me, I think, NIL was pretty big for college hoops. I think a lot of people complain about how, like the stars aren't staying enough in college basketball. And, I feel like without NIL, I think you would have seen a lot of the top players who've already announced that they're coming back. I think they would have probably, stayed in the draft or at least tested. You see guys like Armando and Oscar who didn't even, and myself who didn't even try to test because, we feel like the situation that we have coming back with NIL and just, another chance to be able to develop, we feel like, is the best decision for us. I think, NIL has been big because I think it's been bigger than, what people expected. Like Coach Painter said, I think, with the recruiting aspect, I think that's made it, a bit harder, for people to kind of legitimize because it's like, the NCAA really didn't want it to be a recruiting pitch, but I feel like nowadays that's one of the first things that college coaches are saying because, I know for myself, if, I was a senior in high school, I want to see what I'm getting. You see it on Twitter, Miami, before like the guy even, signed his paperwork, they already had his NIL deal out there. And so, recruits see that, they even had a player on their own team try to hold them for ransom because, he saw the deal and he's like, whoa, like, I'm not getting that. So, like, and I feel that I understand, like, I probably want to try to go hold Jawan for ransom, but, I would kind of feel some type of way too about it. Like, I think, the NIL has definitely helped college basketball, but I think it also comes with, some negatives that people will definitely try to exploit.